Hey folks, I reference worksheet 6.2, but ignore that 6.2. It's just the binomial worksheet. Okay, have fun.
Okay, folks, we are ready for lecture worksheet 6.2. We got Bob. He's going to attempt 6, so n equals 6. Probability makes it is 0.3. First question, exactly 4. So notice how I'm writing things. The probability of x equal 4. X equal exactly 4. So if it's exactly, that's easy. We could use the binom PDF. So it's just going to be the binom PDF. And remember, we have to give it the NP and the X. So it's going to be the N is 6, the P is 0.3, and the X is 4. Okay, so bring that over here. Clear distribution. Binomial PDF. Enter 6, comma, 0.3, comma, 4, end parenthesis, enter. And we will round 0.05. I'll usually tell you how to round, but for right now, let's just round to the fourth place for no particular reason. Okay, the next problem says 3 or less. Notice how I wrote it. I said x is less than or equal to 3, so that's 3 or less. And here's what I usually do. We attempt 6 shots, so off to the side. If you attempt 6, then you can make either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And so if you make 3 or less, so 3 or less, I like to circle it. That's all of those. So when it's a number and everything, it's weird, I say below, but it's like on top, but the values are below. So if it's 3 or less, it's all these, which is set up for the binom CDF. So all we got to do is a CDF with 3. So it's just going to be the binom CDF. N is 6. The probability is 0.3. And the X is that number right there, 3. Okay, so we just go here. We go to distribution. CDF 6, comma, 0.3, comma, 3. Some of you got fancy one with its different lines. Mine's a little bit old school. Same thing. Enter. 9295.9295. Okay. Cool. So let's try the next problem. And that one, it's talking about Bob. Oh, it's Bob again? Oh, I'm not very good at making up names. Different Bob. Totally different Bob. So N is 7. 7 shots. P is 0.58. First question. Oh, a bunch of questions. Exactly 4. Probability that X is equal to 4. Okay, so that's just going to be a binom PDF, right? And then part B, 3 or less. Okay, probability that X 3 or less than or equal to 3. So that's going to be a binom CDF. N P X was 4. N P X is 3. Okay, the next ones are more interesting, but these two are just like the ones we just did in problem 1. That's why I'm kind of rushing through them. Let me just get the right answer so we can write it down there. Okay, distribution, binom PDF. Enter 7, comma, 0.58, comma, 4, end parenthesis, enter. 2934.2934. Okay, and then the next one, distribution, CDF, enter 7, comma, 0.58, comma, 3, enter, CDF, 0.3294. Okay, now So A and B were just reviewed because they were like question number 1. Now we got to think. Question C, 4 or more. 4 or more. N is 7, 4 or more. Probability that X is greater than 4. Wait, 4 or more? Greater than or equal to? 4 or more? Let me reread this. 4 or more. 4 or more. 4 or more includes 4. Probability that X is greater than or equal to 4. So there's 7 situations. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like to write this all out, and then what does it mean to be 4 or more? That includes 4. 4 or more. Okay, 4 or more. So now, how are we going to do this? So a couple ways you can get the right answer. Some folks would do this. They would say, oh, well, why don't I just do the PDF for 4, do the PDF for 5, the PDF for 6, the PDF for 7, and add them all up? And I would say, yes, that works. But remember a while back I was trying to get you in on that 1 minus trick? You see how the complement of 4, 5, 6, 7 is these guys, the 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Thinking caps on. I'm going to lose half of you. But see if this makes sense. I'm trying to figure out the 4, 5, 6, 7 situation and add them all together. But I have a magical function, the CDF, that's going to add the 3 and below. So what if I did the, let me just write it down, 1 minus, I'm going to do that 1 minus trick. Oh my. 1 minus the CDF, 7.583. So we know, actually in part B, we kind of figured out what 3 or less is. 3 or less is that value. That's 3 or less. But if I want this, then couldn't they just do 1 minus that answer? Couldn't they just do 1 minus, because we already figured this out, 0.3294? Oh, here's something fancy on your calculator. I want to go 1 minus the answer that's already there. So I go 1 minus the answer that's there. You see how it says A and S? Whoops. It says A and S above that like negative sign. So you got to hit second and then that. So 1 minus answer, enter, and we get 0.670. I'm going to round it to the 4th place, 6706. Okay. So that was a little tricky. Might have lost some of you there. We'll pretend we didn't, though. 2 more, D and E. Let's just get a fresh piece of paper. D and E. D and E. D says more than 2. D. More than 2. So the probability that X is more than 2, greater than 2, and there's 7. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. More than 2. Not 2, more than 2. So I'm interested in all of those. Ooh, so why don't I do that one trick again? If I'm interested in all of these, my calculator doesn't do from 3 to 7, but it could do from 2 to 0. So why don't I do that 1 minus trick? You're hoping you'd never see the 1 minus trick again? Oh no, it keeps coming back. So 1 minus binomial CDF of the NPX. N was 7, the P was 0.58, and the X would be 2. Okay, so that's going to be 1 minus. So let's bring this over here. So that would give us, I'll put a little key to remember what values go where in Canvas also, you'll see it. Okay, so let's do binom, so distribution, sneaky way, binom CDF, enter 7, comma, 0.58, comma, 2, and parenthesis, enter, 1 minus that 0.1169 value. So go 1 minus that answer. Do you see how I did that? 1 minus that previous answer. Blue. Boom. Enter. Which gives us 8, 8, 308. Let's call it 301. Oh, that's just pen mark. It looks like blood, but it's just pen. Okay. And then question E. 10 minutes in. Okay. We're doing good. Less than 5. Less than 5. It doesn't say 5 or less. It says less than 5. So be careful with the wording. Less than 5. Probability that X is less than 5. So again, I'm just going to draw this. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Less than 5. What does it mean to be less than 5? Less than 5. Less than 5 is all of these numbers. Less than 5 is all of those numbers. Oh, that's from 4 to 0. Oh, that should be easy. That's just a CDF. So I'm just going to do a binom by, whoops, make that an N, binom CDF of the NPX, 7.5, and that value right there, 4. Okay. Distribution, binom CDF, 7, 0.58, 4, parentheses, into 0.622856229, rounding to the 4th place for no particular reason. Okay, so you should be able to handle the homework for 6-2 now. Hope that made sense.